Hi, this is Karen Fitting with Photos Kept Alive, and I've been asked by quite a few people to find out how you can reuse some of the Creative Memories templates because you like them, but because of Creative Memories going out of business, you may want to use a different product besides Artisan. So I'm going to give you a few tips that I have found along the way that might help you with this. It is a kind of a time-consuming process, so you may want to consider using the Artisan product, which is what I'm using here. Looks just like StoryBook Creator, and it will take all of your StoryBook Creator content. Needless to say, here we are in Artisan, and I actually have a 12 by 12 page with a template from the Peacock kit, the template kit. There are a couple of ways to do this. The first thing you can do is on the elements over on the left-hand side is select an element, and you can actually use the pull down in that elements panel, and you can save your selection and export it to an image file. So you can export it to an image file. Maybe I'll create a new folder here for Peacock, and I'll save it in the Peacock folder. And you'll notice the file type you can choose is either JPEG, PNG, or TIFF. So depending on what other software application you want to use, you could save it and you can give it a name. I might do green leaves and then save it. And then I can pick how I want to save it. Typically, I pick the best resolution available and save. And then if I wanted to also do that with the background paper, I may need to unlock the background paper and then select it in order to save it. So I can save my selection, export to an image file, and maybe do blue paper and save. And again, you can choose PNG, JPEG, or TIFF. Another idea, if you don't want the individual elements, you really like the actual template itself, is you could actually select all elements. I tend to do a Control A on my Windows keyboard to select all my elements. I would group them, and for me the easiest way to group is use my right button on my mouse, right click, and then group. And then I can actually save that grouping as a single element. So now I can also right click to save my selection, and I can export that to an image file. And likewise, I can save it to many different file formats. And depending on what software you're using, you may want it as a PNG or a JPEG. And so I might do blue, how about one photo blue template. And so if you're using this in another application, I believe it does not save it as layered. Notice I've grouped everything together, so I don't have all the layers. But what I could do is import it into another application and at least use it as the background or as the basis for my layout. Of course, this gray box here would be where the photo is intended to go. This is actually how I work with a lot of sketches within Artisan, is I may import the sketch as a JPEG image and then just lay all of my elements on top of that sketch. So that might be something you may want to consider. Also, let me go ahead and open another page here. I'll go to a blank page. If you have a digital kit that has all the papers and embellishments that you like, so here I have in my content area my Peacock Digital Power Palette, I could bring paper to my page, and then I can right click on that and save that selection as I wish. Now keep in mind that there are copyright notices here. You have copyrighted and agreed to have the software and the product and the embellishments that Creative Memories provided you. So please do be aware of the copyright rules and know that you are not going to sell or re-give these items away. So I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge the copyright since I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes. But do be aware of that and click OK. And so I can save this now, maybe blue flower paper. And again, you can save it in whatever format you want. So it is going to take some time, but this is something that you can do if you are unwilling to move forward with the Artisan product. Of course, if you would like more information on the Artisan product, I'm happy to help you. I am continuing to use that product. So just give me drop me an email or say hello, whatever you wish. This is Karen Fitting with Photos Kept Alive.